All right, what's up, everybody? I want to get straight into this video about my Baofeng Uv-9g. As a lot of us already know, if you want to modify your antenna, you're going to have to do some work to the radio to get the antenna to fit. So I just got my Nagoya na-771g female connection for this radio. It just came back in stock about a week ago, so I grabbed it as quick as I could so I can get it for this radio here. One thing I want to mention is, if you notice here, I got these letters down here, WH6FEN. It's a ham radio guy on YouTube who he goes into some very detailed instructions on how to modify this. It's not only a problem with the Uv-9g, it's also a problem with the Uv-9r, which is the same style of radio that this radio is based on. So it's nothing new. It's nothing really new about these radios, about having to make this modification. Now, I'm assuming that once you make this modification, it's going to ruin any kind of warranty you have. I don't really like the fact that I have to modify it. But if you want to get into some really detailed instructions on how to do this, this guy does a really good job of showing you just that. He takes the whole thing apart, takes all the rubber washers apart, reassembles everything. He uses a tool similar to this to ream this hole out to get it to get the hole to widen a little bit to get the antenna to fit. So go check his channel out. He does mention that it's his first video that he put on his channel so far. So he had 2 subscribers when I checked his channel out. He now has 3. I'm now his 3rd subscriber. He does make a very detailed video that has a lot of good information in it. So it might be a good idea to subscribe to that guy and follow along. But me being the person that I am, I like to do things my way. I don't want to take this whole radio apart. It doesn't look like it's something really hard to do, but I just don't want to have to take this whole radio apart. So I came up with an idea. There is a small space between this antenna and the hole here. So I'm going to try anyway, which it might not work. Without talking too much, getting straight to the meat and potatoes, which I've been told I need to do. So what I'm going to do is, if I could just find my scissors here, which I already started cutting some of the sandpaper. I had some 80 grit sandpaper, which I'm not sure is going to work, but I'm going to try it. 80 grit sandpaper, cut into a strip here. And I'm going to just kind of measure here the width. Cut it. And since it's sticky, I'm going to wrap it around the original stock antenna. Just like that. Rather than take this whole thing apart, I'm going to try and just get this sandpaper in there, which it goes right in, and try to sand a little bit to ream the hole that way. As you can see, it actually is working, the sanding. Now, whether it's going to be enough sandpaper, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can ream this hole out big enough to get that antenna to fit. Now, if it doesn't work with 80 grit, maybe I can try some heavier grit. I'm going to keep working this hole here until it's not sanding anymore. You can see I'm getting a lot. Honestly, can't believe it's actually working. You're going to get some dust in there. So prepare to get your little works area dirty. Sand that real good. Okay, let's try it out. See if we can get that sucker in there. Look at that. Right in. Right in. That's the easy fix right there. So, I don't have anything against what this guy did. It's a really good, effective way to get it done. But if you don't feel like taking the whole radio apart, you pretty much just do that right there. It fits perfect.
Channel mode.
There we go. So easy modification, whether it's for your Uv-9g or your Uv-9r. I would definitely go that route. One thing I didn't do, which I should have done, was really make sure that dust was out of there. A modification like this just might help you if you have to return this thing to get around any kind of warranty issues. Because once they see you take it apart. Now, the one thing he did do in this video which really made me not want to take it apart, was to use some plumber's grease in around all the seals here. Well, not the battery, but the inside of the radio. All the seals inside of here, the antenna piece and the volume button, that give it its waterproof effectiveness. And so once I seen that, I didn't want to take it apart. So I just kind of brainstormed and really was trying to figure out a way to do it without taking it apart. So that seems to work pretty well. I'm pretty sure I'm down all the way. It feels like I'm down all the way. It felt like I hit rock bottom. It goes in actually pretty easy. And then it just stops. That's the end right there. You can't go any further than that. So pretty effective. So now that I have that out of the way, I do want to talk about something else about this radio. I had it for about a month now, or a few weeks at least. And I went back to the Radiolity website and was just reading some reviews that people had. And I'm going through the reviews. I seen some of the problems people had. And I didn't come across any of those issues most people had with my radio. Somebody said that the battery would fall off. The battery didn't want to stay. I didn't seem to have that problem. I did have all the hardware issues. I still have those issues. I learned to live with it. I like the radio. It's pretty powerful. But I did come across one issue that I do want to talk about, and that's with the charger. So this takes about the same amount of charge as my UV-5X did. Anywhere between 4 and 5 hours. So I came back upstairs about 6 hours later, and the light was still red, like as if it was still charging. So I'm like, what's going on here? So I took it off the charger just to read it, just to look at it, to turn it on, to see what the battery said. And it said it was fully charged. So when I stuck the radio back into the charger, the light turned green. So it seems like there might be some kind of defect in the charger where it just won't stop charging. It just stays orange or stays red. Once you get to that 5 hour mark, lift up your radio, click it back in, and if it's green, you're charged. Anyway, not sure if it's a huge issue where it would cause fire or something like that, but I did want to make people aware of that if you didn't already know. I do want to note that I did go through the house and change all my smoke detector batteries. I had a few people comment on my my chirping throughout the house. Something I've learned to live with. I did go through and change all my batteries to the detectors, but I have one small problem. The walls of my house are very thin, and you will still hear a chirp every now and then. That's coming from my neighbor's smoke detector, and that's annoying as hell. I lived with the chirping for years. Now that I finally fixed it, my neighbor's smoke detector is annoying me like crazy. So I don't know, kind of a funny thing there. But I don't want to keep you guys too long. I hope I got straight to the meat and potatoes like somebody mentioned to me in my comments. And I hope that pretty much covers any issues as far as the antenna. Once you get your radio, you can definitely get it up and running pretty quick with this little method here. There you go. I hope that's helpful. If you made it this far through the video, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.